Hi everyone, welcome back to my video series featuring the Singer Quantum Stylist 9960. This is part 6 in my video series, and in this segment I'm going to show you how to do free motion embroidery. This is the darning foot that came with this machine. If you notice, it has a built-in shank. So it will be necessary to remove not only your foot from this machine, but the shank as well to install this foot properly. Start by pressing that little button behind the presser foot to release your presser foot from the shank. Then unscrew and remove the shank from your machine. Now notice this long bar. This must travel on top of your needle bar. So bring it around the back. Insert it onto the bar and tighten that little screw. The next step in setting up your machine to do free motion embroidery is dropping the feed dogs. The feed dogs are these little bars with teeth that help guide your fabric along while you sew. In order to drop the feed dogs, notice this little lever, press it to the left, and your feed dogs just drop down. Now the reason why this is important is you don't want the machine to be guiding the fabric along as you do free motion embroidery. You want to be guiding the fabric with your hands in the hoop gently along your path. This is the front display of the machine, and as you can see, I have it set up to do a straight center needle stitch. The length of the stitch is default set to 2.5. I'm going to increase that to 3 because that's a nice medium length stitch to do free motion embroidery with. Now keep in mind, when doing free motion embroidery, the length of the stitch is determined by how quickly you move your hands with the fabric. Here is the fabric and hoop I prepared to do a demonstration on free motion embroidery. This fabric is a poly cotton woven, and on the back I fused a medium weight fusible interfacing to keep my fabric nice and stable as I do the embroidery. I'd like to show you another very nice feature of the Singer 9960. And any of you out there that are quilters or free motion embroiderers will immediately appreciate this feature. It's very difficult to slide the hoop underneath your presser foot in its current location. But this machine has a bonus where you can step it up one more level to slide your hoop in very easily. On the front of your machine you have a speed control. You have slow all the way to the left and fast all the way to the right. I like to have my speed control set up right in the middle when I do free motion embroidery. I feel that I have a little bit more control over my stitches as they're stitching along. I also have regular sewing thread in my machine and threaded in the top and also in the bobbin. Now I'm going to insert my hoop into the machine. Remember to pick your presser foot up to that second level to go over your hoop easily. And then remember to lower your presser foot. Now even though your presser foot is not touching your fabric, it's okay. That's the way this particular foot is meant to work. It's meant to float right above your fabric. Now in order to start doing free motion embroidery, you just start off slow and get a feel for how it feels. You can just move around slowly like a stippling stitch, like many quilters do. And as you can see, your stitch length is somewhat determined by how quickly you move your hands and the hoop. Now it takes practice to get these stitches to look more uniform and more neat, but the more you practice, the easier this will get, and you'll be able to actually write your name and have your stitches look very professional. This is the front display of the machine again, and as you can see, I have it set up to do a zigzag stitch with a 3.5 width and a 2.0 length. I'm going to show you what it looks like now to do free motion embroidery with a zigzag stitch. Once again, to insert your hoop, raise your presser bar to that next level and lower your presser foot. Now I have the machine set up to do a zigzag stitch, and I want you to see the difference in appearance. You'll see, depending on the way you stitch with the zigzag, how much area you're able to cover. This would also be a perfect stitch for filling in any holes that you would be mending. Now if you go in the other direction, you'll get a completely different look, which may be nice for something that you're appliquing. Depending how fast you move, you can see how the appearance of your zigzag changes from farther apart to much closer together. Free motion embroidery is something that's really fun to do, and once you get going on it, you kind of don't want to stop. You can see all the different creative possibilities with this, using decorative threads, appliquing different fabrics. Make sure to lift your presser foot to that second level to take out your hoop. Now here is the sample of the demonstration I did with both the straight stitching, which is the stippling in the center here and the scrolling detail, and then the zigzag stitches running horizontally here, and then how I ran the zigzag stitches vertically and how you get a different appearance. Thank you for stopping by to view my latest video, Free Motion Embroidery, video part 6, featuring the Singer Quantum Stylist 9960. If you've never given free motion embroidery a try, I hope that this video will help you and show you how easy it is to set this machine up to give free motion embroidery a try. As always, I appreciate your comments and emails. Have a happy creative day. Bye now.